It's 2 a.m. and your mind is running 1,000 miles an hour, convinced there's something terribly wrong because a vague text from a friend completely hijacked your day with worst case scenarios, which is confusing because you've done the work. You've sat in the therapist chair, you've named the patterns, you understand your triggers. So why are you still overthinking everything? What if I told you that this is not a mindset problem that you failed to fix? It's a safety problem your therapy wasn't designed to solve. Your internal alarm system is stuck in the on position, and today we're going to talk about how to finally reach that switch. First, let's give credit where it's due. Going to therapy takes courage, vulnerability, and real commitment, and for so many people, that is life-changing. Therapy likely gave you language for your feelings, insights into your patterns, and probably tools to change unhelpful thoughts, which is crucial and foundational work. But here's what's really happening in this scenario. You have all of this knowledge, yet you still feel like a passenger in your own mind when anxiety takes the wheel. The overthinking, the mental gymnastics, it all comes rushing back, and no amount of logically telling yourself to just stop it slows down the tidal wave. This is why there is a deeper part of you that's still operating from old survival programming that was created in moments when scanning, overanalyzing, and staying hyper aware did keep you safe. Your conscious mind has upgraded, but your subconscious programming hasn't caught up yet. And when those two things clash, your entire system interprets that mismatch as danger. Overthinking is the symptom of that internal conflict, not a choice or a flaw. And until you address the fundamental belief that's being triggered in the overthinking, you'll stay stuck in that loop no matter how much awareness you have. So, to really get into this, we need to talk about the part of your mind that runs on autopilot. So, we'll use a metaphor. Let's think of this part of your mind as a loyal, powerful, but slightly outdated bodyguard. Its one and only job is to ensure your survival. It doesn't really care about your happiness or your peace of mind. Its prime directive is to protect you from harm at all costs. When you were younger, this bodyguard was learning. It was learning the rules. It watched, it listened, it created a set of rules for survival. If you grew up in a home that felt unpredictable or emotionally unsafe, for example, your subconscious probably wrote a really critical survival rule. The world is chaotic. To stay safe, I have to anticipate every threat, analyze every interaction, and try to control every outcome. In that context, overthinking wasn't a flaw. It was a brilliant adaptation. It's your mind's way of trying to predict and prevent pain. It became a deeply ingrained safety habit. Now, here's the piece of the puzzle that often gets missed. While you were in therapy working on your conscious mind, the thinking part of you, your bodyguard was still by the door, armed and ready, following those old orders and that old rule book that it created from childhood. Therapy works with your conscious mind, but your bodyguard is protecting your subconscious mind. And this is where the disconnect happens. The conscious insight doesn't always automatically translate into a new set of instructions for your bodyguard. Your logical mind is the part of you that says, that text is probably fine. I should just chill out. Why am I feeling anxious about this? But your bodyguard, which operates much faster and much more powerfully, has already hit that alarm and started screaming, danger, we've been here before, we need to analyze it until the threat is gone. So the spiral that you fall into isn't a failure of the therapy, it's the success of a deeply embedded but now outdated survival program. You are not broken, your therapy isn't broken, you didn't miss anything. It's just that your protective system is working a little too well using a script and a rule book that no longer fits the reality of your life today. Your bodyguard needs retraining, not more reasoning, not more logic, not more knowledge, and not more awareness. And that requires a completely different approach than traditional talk therapy. So, what is that approach? Let's talk about it. That approach is hypnotherapy. And I know what you might be thinking: stage shows and swinging watches and clucking like a chicken and people embarrassing themselves and pulling their pants down on stage in front of a crowd and all of this nonsense. But clinical hypnotherapy is completely different. Here's what it actually does. Hypnotherapy creates a focused state where your conscious mind quiets and kind of takes a step back, and your subconscious mind is what comes forward. Your bodyguard becomes receptive to new information. It's like finally getting a direct line to the part of you that's been running the show. So instead of trying to convince your bodyguard through logic or awareness, hypnotherapy speaks its language: sensation, imagery, felt experience, and it also accesses the part of your mind that needs to hear that new information. So we're not adding more insight, we're updating the actual program that creates the overthinking in the first place. So instead of you doing years and years of grounding exercises, hoping that your nervous system eventually gets the message, we go straight to the source that is causing the overthinking. And we give your subconscious new evidence of safety, new information that dissolves the anxiety, the kind that it can actually receive and integrate. This is why so many people that I work with say things like, I finally feel calm without having to work for it. That's the difference between managing your overthinking and rewiring it. So if you're ready to experience this for yourself, I work with clients one-on-one to rewrite those survival scripts on the subconscious level to get to the overthinking at the subconscious root cause. So you can book a free consultation with me at the link below. And if you want to see what a session actually looks like first, I'm breaking it down in this next video. So I will see you over in that video.